Hey you, it's me again. And today, I have a story. Not just any story, but one that changed me. One that made me see life in a way I never did before. And I think maybe, just maybe, you need to hear this today. So let's start. This wasn't just another vacation. It was a journey into the unknown, a place I had never been, with people I had never met, and yet it felt like I was meant to be there. You know that feeling when life gently pushes you towards something and you don't know why, but it feels right. That's what happened. I was in a small coastal town, the kind where the air smells like salt and the waves sing lullabies at night. It was beautiful, but the real beauty was in what I learned. The first lesson came from a fisherman. I was sitting near the shore, watching the boats dance on the water. He sat beside me, wrinkled hands, eyes that had seen storms. And he said something I'll never forget. The ocean doesn't fight the waves, it moves with them. I looked at him, confused, and he smiled. Life is the same. The more you resist, the harder it gets. Flow with it. You'll find your way. That night, I lay in bed thinking, how many times have I fought against life, wanting things to go my way, trying to control every outcome, and in that struggle, I forgot to live. Maybe, just maybe, it was time to surrender, to trust the journey. The next day, I met a woman who owned a tiny bookstore. She had this warmth, like she had read all the secrets of the world. As we talked, she shared her story. She had lost everything once, her family, her home, but not her spirit. She rebuilt her life, one book at a time, and she said something that stayed with me. We don't get to choose what life takes from us, but we do get to choose what we build next. That hit me hard. How often do we cry over what's lost, wishing things were different, instead of focusing on what we can create next? That night, I promised myself, no more looking back, no more what ifs, only what's next. And then there was a child, maybe 7, running barefoot in the sand, laughing, completely lost in the moment. I watched him, and he suddenly turned to me and said, "You forgot how to play." I laughed, but then I realized he was right. When was the last time I truly let go, felt joy without thinking, just existed, without a plan? So I joined him. And for those few minutes, I wasn't thinking about tomorrow or yesterday. I was just there, living. And then the final lesson, the one that shook me the most, it came from silence. One night, I sat alone by the water. No noise, no distractions, just me and my thoughts. And in that silence, I heard something, my own voice, the one I had ignored for so long, telling me things I always knew, but never listened to. You are enough. You always were. And just like that, everything made sense. We spend our lives looking for validation, approval, waiting for someone to tell us we are worthy. But the truth is, we always were. We just never believed it. Now I'm back, but I don't feel the same. I see life differently. I move with the waves. I focus on what I can build. I laugh more. I listen to myself. And most importantly, I trust. And if there's one thing I want you to take from this, it's this: you are enough, right now, as you are. Stop waiting to feel complete. You already are. Just start living like it. So tell me, have you ever had a moment that made you see life differently? I'd love to hear your story, because life is not just about living, it's about sharing. Until next time, keep flowing, keep trusting, And most importantly, keep believing.